The grown man hit the woman. That's right. And that grown woman hit the man
exactly.
Too. That's why.
Bro, how you sit through the whole video and that's the only thing that came up? The grown man hit the grown women. They both grown. She fucked up. She knew what time it was. She fucked around and found out, man. End of story, man. Oh, man. All right. Yo, peace and blessings, family. Yo, we are checking out a documentary based on the events of the Montgomery, Alabama brawl. You know, that happened a year ago. You know, that whole big ass fight that happened on the boat. This is a documentary. It came out a year ago. I had no idea about it. You know, since Juneteenth just passed here, I tried to upload this on the day of or before, but that didn't happen, of course, because your boy stayed busy. So happy Juneteenth. And this is just a documentary going to certain event, breaking down exactly what happened and what took place, hearing certain statements from people, probably that was involved in the fight. Shout outs to you know, the Reggie the Chair Ray. What reminded me about this documentary is I saw a post on Twitter. Yeah, I still call it Twitter. Somebody mentioned that this event had to be at least top 10 greatest moments in history. And you know what? Might be accurate, in my opinion, because people love this to trash black people, saying, yo, black folks don't really know how to stay together. Well, we never stuck together. This, that, and the third. We don't form as a unit, but that day we sure showed up and we formed as a unit like the Avengers. So we're going to check out this documentary based on the events that took place on that day in Montgomery. Let's check it out. Yeah, man. Because black people sure united that day, man. Started as an ordinary afternoon. I can read. You know what I'm saying? I don't got to talk. This is on most platforms. I'm checking out currently on Tubi.
That guy in the white shirt is crew from our little dinner cruise boat who got off our ship.
We get an interview from homie right here.
Move that black pontoon boat on his own because those guys who parked there were told not to leave it there, and they left it there.
So look, we watching different angles and views, and it's a lot more crisp now, as you can tell. A lot more crisp, because we was just watching it on people's iPhones and shitty flip phones and shit like that. I mean, it wasn't that old, but you know, people had horrible quality footage. I did do a video about this as well. It's up on the channel, and we're actually coming up on a date, I believe. And I think it occurred in January. I mean, not January, August. I think it took place in August. Boom. Look at my man did the Bobby Schmurder and took the hat off in the air. Woo. That was a bat symbol for niggas like, yo, niggas start approaching. He called for backup. Ooh. And I like how my man right here is trying to stop it. They got damn. Oh yeah, we got the footage. We got the footage. Ooh. Hold up. Yeah, I just want to say again, I don't condone violence, okay? But again, it's pretty amazing that how we stuck together and came through for each other. Because we always get shitted on. We the race to always get shitted on. And people never give a fuck about it, how it seems, unless, you know, we tap dance or we win a championship for y'all. Y'all only seem to root for us when it comes to sports, you know? Yeah, that's my nigga. Yeah, on the football, basketball, soccer, whatever else. Outside of sports, we just a regular nigga to y'all. So, you know. Ooh, throwing the hands. Let's see, everybody. Ooh. I remember this one. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Niggas and bitches was getting it. And, all right, yo. All right, my nigga Reggie took it too far. He took it too far.
What exactly were they saying to you at this time?
Just some
I'm curious to learn some new information about this.
Violence.
He had no right to put his hands on him.
Myself at the same time. So when he touched me, I'm like,
Hold on, let me look for subtitles. All right.
it's on.
Crazy. Only time y'all want to support a nigga is when we fucking catching the football, throwing the basketball around, huh?
What exactly were they saying to you at this time?
Just some nasty words, cuss words that I don't like. Violence.
I need a shirt with that dude throwing the hat in there.
At the same time. So
And Bobby
when he
Smurdy
touched me,
catching
I'm
it.
like, it's on.
Diving into the sea,
Salute to Bobby Smurdy because his father just came home after 30 years in prison.
Have you ever swam that fast before?
When they first started hitting on him, no one helped. I couldn't just watch and sit around.
Okay, so that's the dude talking who swam, who jumped in the water and swam to save homeboy. Look at this.
What began as a normal Saturday night
You got clear footage. Look at this.
Over here in Montgomery, Alabama,
Alabama?
there's a train going through town, and that's the stage.
quickly devolved into a brawl.
Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm trying to go more places this year for the next, now that I'm single and shit.
Its cause unknown.
Police in Montgomery arresting
trying to
several
break it up.
people after
Yeah.
a brawl along the riverfront. This fight is getting national attention. It started Saturday night after a
How many
witness
people got
claims a
arrested?
pontoon boat.
Story that's gone viral this week. We're hearing from the co-captain
All you
of the
saw was
Harriet
niggas
II
out there with
riverboat,
Boosie phase
the man
on.
at the center of the riverfront brawl.
Regarding the incident that took place on Saturday, August 5th, 2023, at 7 p.m.
Noon, the fifth and final suspect in the riverfront brawl pled guilty and was sentenced.
A riverfront brawl. The co-captain of the Harriet II riverboat is speaking to local media.
Yeah, did he get fired?
So shocking for me, and not for me to get charged for something that I do every day. It's my job.
Exactly.
It's just shocking to me for me to get charged for something that I do on the regular.
That's crazy. Look at this. Well, he trying to hope too. I am in P. My little man was trying to hope.
23 at 7 p.m.
Noon, the fifth and final suspect in the riverfront brawl pled guilty and was
So
sentenced.
you had some white people that was trying to
The
hope.
co-captain of the Harriet II riverboat is speaking to local media.
It was just so shocking for me, and not for me to get charged for something that I do every day. It's my job. It's just shocking to me for me to get charged.
He just
for
came
something
jumping
that I
on
do
his man.
on the regular.
Oh my God, what is Chuck the Builder? Huh? Yeah. He could say, yeah, huh? Yeah, we was chimping out that day, huh? We beat your ass.
To understand why, one must know the river's history and the city's untold story. Montgomery's riverfront, a site of historical trauma, served as the entry point for enslaved Africans into Alabama, who were then marched to Commerce Street, the city's slave market.
This is Dexter Avenue, King Memorial Baptist Church in Montgomery, Alabama. This is also Dexter Avenue that used to be called Market Street. Years ago, this street included slave pens that held slaves as they awaited sale. And this street, at the very end, where there are a fountain at the very end of the street, was the location of some of those sales of slaves.
I learned this a while back.
By 1860, 164
I learned this in
licensed
school,
slave
though.
traders
It's crazy.
operated in Montgomery, advertising human beings as property. Ledgers documented these transactions, reducing lives to numbers. The riverfront, where families were separated, became the foundation of the city's wealth, a past that still resonates.
Y'all got a ritual for niggas. got real wealthy off of niggas, huh? I want to go check that out.
Right now I'm living in Montgomery, Alabama, and I give the history, the untold history that's usually hidden about the civil rights movement, bus boycott, slavery, and the Confederates. Because I feel like people should know. Not only that, I'm trying to get my own tour business started. The Walking Man's Tour Guide.
Salute to you, homie.
Right now we're standing at Court Square. And each and every last one of these buildings, except for the Renaissance Bank building, has history to do with civil rights movement, bus boycott, slavery.
Hey, fuck a museum of natural history. This is the history we gotta learn.
The bank on the bottom, two floors, government building on the top.
This the history I want to know
building that
about.
was there was the Colonial Hotel. The Colonial Hotel was used as a temporary Confederate White House for Jefferson Davis. They used to hold slaves in the basement part of the Colonial Hotel. And this building over here, when it was originally built,
He's not mic'd up, so I don't know if y'all can hear him. I'm having trouble hearing him. He don't got a microphone, it seems.
The building on the other side of the fountain.
This is a Tubi production, I guess. It looks good though.
Never in money. You give somebody enough money, they can buy their freedom. Always in something you can grow, wheat, corn, beans, that type of thing. Because at one time, they used to have to walk slaves across country, and it was costing them, they lost a lot of slaves. So they decided to use steam engine boats. The steam engine boat. The Alabama River used to come all the way up to the corner where the Renaissance Hotel is. That's where they put dams in place to lessen the water. The Alabama River was actually called at one time the Black Trail. Because they used to bring the slaves into the port of New Orleans.
My man needs a microphone in his face or something, man.
Selma. Florida, Mobile, Selma, and then up here to the riverfront.
Today's peaceful riverfront, with its walkways, music venues, and museums, belies a dark past. Commerce Street once witnessed families' anguished cries, while waterfront warehouses imprisoned people for sale. The origin of Sold Down the River.
Crazy, okay.
We forget one aspect.
Florida, Mobile, Selma, and then up here to the riverfront.
Today's peaceful riverfront, with its walkways, music venues, and museums, belies a dark past. Commerce Street once witnessed families' anguished cries, while waterfront warehouses imprisoned people for sale. The origin of Sold Down the River.
We forget one aspect. They gave their citizens 5 years, between 3 and 5 years, depending on the state, to gradually abolish slavery. Why did they do that? Very simply, they did that so these people would have time to sell off their slaves at the best profit. Nobody abolished slavery out there. No. 0. Okay, maybe 2. Slaves were freed when the North started abolishing slavery. They gave all of them time, all the slave owners in the North, time to sell their slaves south, literally down the river.
Between 1808 and 1860, over 135,000 enslaved people passed through Montgomery's riverfront, torn from families and sent deeper south. This left a lasting mark, making the riverfront and Commerce Street symbols of loss and survival. Montgomery became the Confederacy's first capital after the Civil War. In December 1955, Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her bus seat near the riverfront sparked the Montgomery bus boycott, a pivotal moment in American history.
It has been moved and seconded that the resolution as read will be received and adopted. Are you ready for the question? All in favor, let it be known by standing on your feet.
Damn. He was moving the crowd, man. Everybody felt him.
That was the day that we started a bus protest.
You know, the bullshit's still going on out there, too.
Which literally electrified the nation. And that was the day when we decided that we were not going to take segregated buses any longer. And you know, when we planned the bus boycott, we said if we could just get about 50 or 60% of the Negroes of Montgomery not to ride buses, this would be an effective boycott. I think that whole day we found 8 Negroes on the buses.
The route from Selma to Montgomery, now legendary, ends at the steps of the state capitol. Statues, plaques, and the Legacy Museum now draw visitors from around the world who come to learn or to reckon with America's unfinished business.
40,000 square foot museum occupies land where a cotton warehouse once stood. And that it's located in Montgomery is a statement in itself.
This is a city that prided itself as the cradle of the Confederacy. This is a city where lynchings took place all around us. This is the city where extraordinary black people in the 1950s decided to do something to change the course of history during the Montgomery bus boycott. And we think if people come here and see us struggling, see us reckoning, see us pushing, then when they go back home, no matter where they go, they can't say, well, we can't do that in our community. Because if we can do this here, it can be done anywhere.
Yet, beneath the surface, old tensions remain. The riverfront is both a gathering place and a reminder.
All right. So they gave us a whole backstory on
Some
that.
days it's a stage for jazz cruises and wedding parties under Harriet II.
Harriet II. Okay.
On other days, it's a site of protest or mourning. City leaders, including Mayor Stephen Reed, the first black mayor in Montgomery's history, have tried to reshape its image.
Okay.
Civil rights tourism is booming.
Okay, all right.
But for many
Diversity.
locals, the land still feels heavy, marked by what came before.
The fact that they fought here, and you can just feel all the emotion and feeling.
So many people want to know, and so many people need to know. Our children need to know their history in order to go forward.
The dock where the Alabama Brawl occurred is a historic site where enslaved Africans arrived and civil rights marchers passed. The riverfront is a complex intersection of old and new Montgomery. The Harriet II, a leisure boat, became an accidental witness to the August 5th, 2023 confrontation which seemed to connect past and present. More than just a parking
That was not a
dispute,
year ago.
The incident brought the city's
2023,
historical
okay.
tensions to the
Wow.
surface.
So it's coming up
Saturday,
on
August
3 years,
5th,
4 years, something like that?
2023.
Damn.
On the Harriet II riverboat, over 200 people enjoyed jazz music, snapping photos against the river and city skyline. The air was thick but hopeful, bringing pride to the city.
Okay, so a nice area to chill. But this is in the summertime. I mean, it's already hot
Just
in
before
Montgomery.
7 p.m., the Harriet II prepared to return from its cruise. Captain James Conaway scanned the dock for his cruise landing spot, but a pontoon boat, tied with the easy confidence of someone who expected no challenge, sat in the riverboat's designated slip. In the city, it's an unspoken
We know who
rule.
those people
This
are.
particular dock belongs to the Harriet II during scheduled arrivals. Signs warn boaters not to block the spot, but enforcement is rare. From the captain's view, a pontoon group idled, ignoring Conaway's polite, then firm, loudspeaker request to move. Half an hour passed. The Harriet II stuck offshore, its passengers and crew growing restless. The dock regulars sensing something amiss.
So you're on the boat, you're trying to dock. Just tell us what was
That's
going
what
on.
I want to hear.
It was just a lot of people that was in the way of us docking, and the boats just when.
And they didn't want to go nowhere. You
We
see
could
that?
have docked, but we would end up hitting a couple of those boats and be responsible for it.
As the sun set, the captain tried again, but the platoon remained motionless despite the crowd and music.
That's crazy.
On the Harriet II, passengers grew anxious, watching the stationary boat.
And you put hands on me because you in the wrong.
The captain tasked crew members Damian Pickett and Daniel Warren with moving the platoon boat. Unbeknownst to passengers, their attempt to dock would ignite an incident that shifted the nation's attention from a peaceful summer night to an unforgettable brawl. History, it seemed, was about to repeat itself on that very
He just
dock.
doing his job.
Co-captain Damian Pickett and 16-year-old deckhand Daniel Warren, their mission to approach the platoon owners and,
They got a
if
16 right there.
move the vessel to allow the Harriet II safe docking.
It's not a co-pilot. He just ran up on him.
About that time, a friend of mine who was the captain of the sipping cycle, he called me up. He was at the scene too. He was doing cruises. And he said, what you gonna do, Captain? He said, I tried to talk to him.
Ooh, what's you trying to get the business
to? I said, well, do you think you could come over here? Let me put a couple of deckhands on your boat and send them over there.
He got back
let
up.
them move the boat for me. And that's common practice in the boat world.
She fine.
Yeah, sometimes you have to move a boat
What's her name?
here and there just to fit in. It happens a lot like at fuel docks or whatever.
Pickett wore the official blue polo shirt of the crew and a captain's hat. Warren, young and focused, carried his phone.
He
to
talking that
document
shit.
what might become
Yo,
an insurance dispute.
is-
Passengers and onlookers watched them from the riverboat and the dock. Most expected a brief exchange. At worst, a few annoyed
All right,
words.
we've seen this image already.
Instead,
Come on.
the situation unraveled fast.
That guy in the white shirt is crew from our little dinner cruise boat who got off our ship to
That's
go
right.
over there to move that black pontoon boat on his own because those guys who parked there were told not
Oh, so he came over there, moved them shits himself, and they came up
So
and
he
started
just
fighting. Okay.
pushing it off. That's funny.
We didn't know the backstory. When I say most people didn't know the backstory behind this until this doc came out.
Pickett approached the
I didn't
platoon's
know
group, identified later in police reports as Richard Roberts, Alan Todd, Zachary Shipman, Mary Todd, and others. He explained the rules and requested
case of
that
mayonnaise.
they move their boat. According
bro,
to
you're
Pickett
in my way.
and multiple witnesses, the response was immediate and hostile. "Don't touch that boat," one of the men said.
He said, "Don't touch that." He talking that. Don't touch that
Ignoring
boat.
crew requests, the platoon group resisted moving. When Pickett began untying the boat, Richard Roberts shoved him, initiating a
You got it in
brawl.
4K?
Roberts, Alan Todd, and Zachary
You missed the hat
Shipman
toss.
attacked Pickett, while Mary Todd also swung at him.
Look at this
Daniel
chick.
Warren filming was struck.
Oh.
As the brawl intensified,
Salute to the
Pickett found
16-year-old
himself
trying to get his
surrounded
hands
in
dirty and
what
hold.
would become an iconic moment. He tossed his captain's hat
That's right.
into the air. A move that later spawned hundreds of memes and social media references.
Yo, I feel like, if I'm on the job and somebody, wouldn't get into fisticuffs with me, if I throw the hat off or the uniform off, that should indicate, yo, let me rock for now, okay? I got a hand in my business. I'm gonna get back to it afterwards. That's like a sign, I'm clocking out temporarily just to beat this nigga, give this nigga the beats, and I'm going back on my job.
You making that face? We gotta go. What happened? We gotta go.
Some saw it as a signal for help, others as a last act of defiance.
He threw it to
In
the
the
back.
videos that would soon spread across the country, the hat's flight seemed to mark the moment when a disagreement became
Shorty's
a
trying to stop it
crisis.
too. Shorty right there was trying to stop. She's trying to break
Within
it up.
seconds, chaos spread across the dock. Passengers on the Harriet II began shouting warning, some urging Pickett to defend himself, others
Hey,
begging.
all I'm saying though, let that be a New York fitted right there that go in the air. Whew. You would have saw nothing but Tim boots everywhere and Pelly Petties,
The group
hands
to
on
stop.
feet
Cell
and
phones
niggas.
appeared everywhere, recording from every angle. The crowd
Straight
shouting
hands and
became a
feet.
wall of noise,
Giving
some
niggas
trying
business.
to intervene, others simply watching in disbelief.
Nah.
While most stood back, a few made the decision to act.
Said, throw the Tims in the air.
I can't believe that a 16-year-old was one of the few people that was on go at
He was
first.
16,
Like
he's
he
with
said, I'm
it.
in that water and I'm about to get me some action done.
If my man don't swim across an ocean, a lake,
Shut the
a
fuck up.
pond,
Shut
a
up.
puddle, the way he swam across to save my mans, I don't want him, okay?
I don't want him. Okay. All right. No stupid shit. Yeah. Salute to homie though. My nigga got the Jordans wet.
16-year-old Aaron Hamilton Rudolph, known to friends as Aaron, was a deckhand and friend of Warren's. Watching from the Harriet II, Aaron saw Pickett under attack.
The city should give him a medal.
Without hesitation, he took off his shoes and hat,
You feel me?
dove into the Alabama River, and swam roughly 20 meters towards the dock.
Yeah, the commentary. That boy's swimming his ass off.
Instantaneously on social media, his swim would quickly become a symbol of solidarity and courage.
We know how
earning
TikTok
him
do.
nicknames like Aquaman, Scuba Gooding Jr., and Little Namor.
Scuba Gooding Jr. Who came up with that? God damn, the internet wins, man.
Young brother Aaron Rudolph, another boat employee from the Harriet II, who was 16 at the time, dubbed as the Black Aquaman.
They told me Aquaman was coming.
So he pushing like 20 now?
I pulled my swimming trunks out.
Aquaman, what's coming?
I almost preached in a Speedo today. I wanted to be a part.
Aaron's arrival on the dock shifted the momentum. As he pulled himself up,
Scuba
he
Gooding
immediately
Jr.
moved to defend Pickett, helping push attackers away.
He got the
Others,
J's
both
wet
black and
to
white,
get in
rushed in
business.
to separate the fighters. Video shows a blue-shirted man trying to break up the fight, a woman attempting to shield Pickett, and bystanders calling for calm.
Security
but
came
by
through.
now, the conflict had spread along the dock, with more people pulled in as
Look,
tempers flared
So I
and
think it's
lines
worth
were
knowing
drawn.
that hat trick in the air does work now, right? When in doubt, it might vary where you are. Ooh, look at the time! Oh, we gonna rewind that. Oh my
Others,
goodness.
both black and white, rushed in to separate the fighters. Video shows a blue-shirted man
Hit
trying to
him.
break up the fight, a woman attempting to shield Pickett,
Yeah, he should
and
get a medal
bystanders
from a
calling
key
for
to the
calm.
city.
But by now, the conflict had spread along the dock, with more people pulled in as tempers flared
Did he get a key
and
to the
lines
city?
were drawn.
Take that shit back. Ooh. Bing. And he stomped on him. Oh, he fell in the water. Ooh. Look at the lady in the red. Mind your business. Get this mink. Look, the Avengers Assemble shit. Look at this. Niggas is skipping. And he all got these shirts off. Oh, you heard that punch. The commentary was the best part. They should have interviewed a lady who was giving the commentary. Oh my God! Look at this man right here. Look at the police right there. They don't know who to arrest. Damn. She was trying to hold on. The lady in the blue, the white lady, was actually trying to help. If y'all go back and watch, she had no business getting beat. They were just attacking anybody white now at this point. They don't know who's friend or foe. I'm sorry, I keep on rewind. Oh, she was already on the boat. She gets off. Oh, okay, I see why she got beat up now. Okay. She should have mind her business. Oh, no, okay, she hit the wrong person. I see why she got fucked up. She hit the wrong person. Y'all see that, okay. Damn.
Amid the chaos, everyday objects became
I get it, though.
weapons or
Your man's
shields.
getting fucked up.
A
You gonna
white
defend him,
folding
right?
chair was picked up by Reggie Bernard Ray, who used it to defend Pickett from further
Salute to
assault.
Reggie. My nigga picked up a chair like they were Smash Brothers.
That chair, like the tossed
He got
hat in
arrested
Aaron's
immediately.
swim, would become a viral symbol, reference in songs,
The
artwork,
chairs.
and thousands of memes.
I ain't even know all this. I don't be on social media like that.
Another man grabbed a cooler in an attempt to protect himself or others. Some people were knocked into the water and scrambled back up to rejoin the fray.
She said, in the water. In the water. Okay,
the Montgomery
he just throwing
Brawl,
punches.
lasting less than 2 minutes, saw initial platoon boaters outnumbered as bystanders intervened. Despite the chaos,
they got it on
no
footage. Oh, she throwing hands too.
Police arrived after the peak violence with dozens of cell phone
got Reggie
videos
on the
already
floor.
circulating on social media.
Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Incident, stemming from a boat slip dispute, quickly became a national sensation, highlighting themes of entitlement, authority, and community memory.
They had to just arrest everybody. I guess.
On Saturday, August 5th,
Self-defense.
2023 at 7 p.m.
Ooh, nobody got shot though. Nobody got stabbed. Few people got hit with chairs, coolers. Ooh.
Officers faced a chaotic scene, struggling
Let's go back to
identify
that
who
punch right there. Look at that. Damn.
Officers faced a chaotic scene, struggling
he
to
threw a
identify
left jab
who
and he
initiated
missed,
the fight.
and homeboy
as videos spread in Montgomery's past scene to resurface.
Oh my God.
Arriving officers struggled to piece together facts from dozens of witnesses, each with partial views.
You got the beats him.
Social media instantly amplified the event, with millions forming opinions while police investigated.
I need that photo in my bedroom.
Montgomery Brawl. Not one but them all. Montgomery Brawl. Shout out bro that can swim. Montgomery Brawl. Blue shit really all of them. Montgomery Brawl.
And then Etsy sellers began listing folding chair merchandise. Social media comedians and influencers added their own takes, sometimes celebrating what they saw as community defense.
Did y'all see the Alabama brawl? Yo.
Sometimes warning against glorifying violence.
You know who not feeling good? Those white people. They got their ass whooped sitting on the dock of the bay.
I fuck with Darnell. I don't know what Corey Holcomb talking about, man. Darnell's nice.
Cool that shit, nigga. The greatest fight in the history of fights.
The events of the riverfront were reinterpreted and reshaped, with each viral clip fueling more conversation.
Yo, they just throwing haymakers.
But the story spreading online was not just about entertainment. The internet quickly divided into camps. Many black users celebrated the speed and unity with which bystanders had come to Damian Pickett's aid, framing the fight as a rare example of black self-defense against white aggression.
I want you don't even know how you've encouraged so many young people around the country, and you have defied the stigma because you know they say that black people don't swim. But you jumped in the water, and I heard you say in the interview you had never swam that fast or swim that far in your life.
If he had said, I never swam
that day.
I just had to help someone.
Wow.
It was someone in need and who I cared about and who my brother also cared about, so I had to.
I am so grateful.
That's what's up. That's love right there. He definitely invited everywhere out there.
Come on, make some noise. Make some noise.
That's what's up.
Other narratives emerged just as quickly. Some commenters accused the platoon boaters of entitlement, pointing to their refusal to move and their apparent disregard for the riverboat schedule. Others called for restraint, emphasizing the need for justice through legal channels rather than street fights. Still, others focused on the heroism of specific individuals, the crew members, the swimmer, and the bystanders who stepped in.
Nobody else swam.
I'm sorry, I still can't believe he's 16 years old, bro. I can't believe that a 16-year-old was one of the few people that was
nobody jumped off his swim.
Like he said, I'm in that water and I'm about to get me some action done.
I ain't jumping in that shit. Might be crocodiles in there.
Bro, after he got done swimming, he got on that platform and got straight to business. This man, did y'all see all the moves this man was doing? I don't know if bro's a secret agent or he's been practicing for this his whole life.
A secret agent at 16.
Went into that battle.
I'd be saying anything.
Not one person recognized the fact that a grown-ass fucking man hit a woman over the head with a fucking folding chair.
But did she die? What do you mean? We all recognize that.
Yeah,
Jean
what are you
Jacket
talking
Jeff.
about?
I don't know about anyone else on here, but I've watched her probably at least 48 times. And it keeps getting funnier every fucking time.
Thank you.
Because you see what happened here? Jean Jacket Jeff is that old woman, she felt froggy. And you know what she decided to do? She decided to jump. And you know what happened? She got fucking thumped.
Thank
That's
you.
what happens.
That's
if you
what
wanna
fucking
go out there
happened.
and you want to try jumping in, fighting with the men and everything
Shorty
like that,
laughing.
then prepare to get your shit rocked. Zero sympathy. Zero sympathy for those entitled fucking assholes that just thought that they could do whatever the hell that they want to do.
Thank
You
you,
mean to tell
I'm
me
saying.
you watch that whole video and you're just like, the grown man hit the woman. That's right. And that grown woman hit the man
Exactly.
too. That's why.
Bro, how you sit through the whole video and that's the only thing you came up? The grown man hit the grown women. They both grown. She fucked up. She knew what time it was. She fucked around and found out, man. End of story, man. Niggas be saying any kind of stupid shit online, nigga. If anybody your phone, they say
She
some
was laid the
stupid shit.
fuck out on the ground. Did you see that man that got beat out of his Crocs though? Did you see that, Jean Jacket Jeff? Because that shit was that was equally as
Jean
funny.
Jacket
You see,
Jeff.
I'm not a violent person, Jean Jacket Jeff. That's the old me.
Is that his actual
I'm not
name?
a violent person
Is
anymore,
that
but I'm also not above fucking
his
violence. Let me ask you this: could you imagine? Can you even begin to imagine what would have happened to that man if all those other people didn't come jump in and have his back?
He would have been in the hospital if he didn't throw his
Never
hat in
mind,
the
you don't
air.
have to answer because we all know what would have happened. I'm glad that karma instantly got them. I'm glad that all of those people had that man's back, and I am glad that that man got beat out of his fucking Crocs.
He got a
Whose side are
snot
you
rock
on?
box
That is
rocked
the
out of
question
his
that
fucking
dominated
Crocs.
much of the early discourse. Police Chief Daryl Albert and Mayor
There's no
Stephen
picking
Reed
sides.
would later emphasize that social media
Them
has
assholes is
shaped
wrong for being
public
parked where
understanding
they
of the
was parked at,
incident
and they refused to move. So they got the business
in ways
handed
that
to them.
traditional reporting never could.
And they got the business to their girlfriends and
I'll
wives.
tell you, although we have misdemeanor charges pending now, nothing will prohibit us from elevating those charges if we get more evidence that lead us down that road. So we don't want social media to drive this train. We want to drive
He was the first
it
nigga
based
that
on
tried to
facts,
stop it.
based on what we know. We want to drive that train based on the elements of the crime, and we'll present that. We'll continue to provide updates to the public. You know, this thing went viral.
Let's find out how much what was the sentence?
Here in the city of Montgomery,
Did you do actual jail time? Did they get probation?
Here, and we're going to do everything we can. We're going to do our due diligence to make sure we get this right.
For Montgomery's officials, the challenge became not only sorting out what happened on the dock, but responding to a narrative that had already gone global.
You know what happened? Though, what's the sentences though?
In the hours before dawn, one thing was certain. The Montgomery Riverfront Brawl was no longer just a local disturbance. It was a national conversation. Its images and arguments rippling outward before the police could even finish their reports.
Somebody's
As
uncle.
police worked to untangle the events on the Montgomery
FBI
dock, the
involved?
challenge quickly became clear. Amid the chaos, who had started what, and who should be held responsible?
Yo, first said so. Yeah, I'm just defending myself, bruh. Throw that hat in the air.
Investigators began by collecting cell phone footage from as many angles as possible, reviewing the brawl frame by frame. The videos became critical evidence,
So everybody was
offering
just
a visual
fighting?
timeline, but also revealing the limits of what a camera could show.
He tried to throw hands. Look at this nigga. He came and fight.
The man identified as throwing the first punch was Richard Roberts, age 48, from
bitch ass.
Selma, Alabama. According to police reports and eyewitness accounts, Roberts was among the group on the platoon boat
dad bod.
who resisted the riverboat's crew's request to move. Video captured Roberts shoving Damian Pickett
Immediately.
and striking him as Pickett attempted to untie the boat. Roberts
yeah.
was later charged with 2 counts of misdemeanor assault, one for attacking Pickett, another for hitting 16-year-old Daniel Warren,
That's right,
the
yeah.
deckhand who tried to film the encounter and help his colleague.
Crazy.
Alan Todd, 23,
Your stupid ass.
and his sister Mary Todd, 21.
Oh, your sister's the one who got rocked.
Also from Selma, were quickly identified by witnesses in video footage. Allen was seen joining Roberts in the attack on Pickett.
Sister
Mary,
should get
wearing a
slowed
blue-striped
out.
shirt, was observed circling the group and swimming at Pickett
Send
and
a couple
later
niggas-
at Daniel
Hold
Warren.
on, let me not say nothing. Good.
Both were
She got-
charged
I hope
with
she got
third-degree
tossed in the water
assault,
too.
though Mary's charges would later be reduced. Zachary Chase Shipman, 25, another Selma resident,
That nigga
was
25?
caught on
Why he
video
look like that?
grabbing Pickett around the neck during the scuffle. Shipman would later file a cross-complaint against Pickett, leading to legal debates that continued for months after the fight.
I couldn't use y'all words, so y'all want to put hands in a man.
Reggie Bernard Ray, 42, was not part of the original confrontation. A Montgomery local, Ray became involved after the violence had escalated.
He got
was
bailed
seen
out,
on
right?
video swinging a white
let's go.
folding chair
Let's
at a
go.
man who had attacked Pickett, and then at Mary Todd.
Smash Brothers, all weapons on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
For this, Ray was charged with misdemeanor disorderly conduct, the only black participant to face charges as a result of the fight.
Oh, word?
Ray's attorney would later argue that his actions were defensive, that he was involuntarily roped into the disorderly conduct initiated by a violent white mob. The victims of the assault were Damian Pickett and Daniel Warren. Pickett, the co-captain of the Harriet II, had worked for years on the riverboat.
Okay.
He was known for his professionalism and for de-escalating tense situations.
In over a decade of Damian working as a crew member, he says he never imagined a day ending like this.
How are you physically right now? I'm just a little sore, a little bumps and bruises here and there, but I'm here by the grace of God.
Daniel Warren, just 16 years old at the time, was punched in the chest during the chaos.
Did they interview him?
He later said he was stunned by the aggression and grateful for the support he received from strangers during and after the event.
The other guy that's on the dock, his name's Daniel, and he's 16 years old. He's a deckhand candidate, and he did his best, trying. He stepped in there and tried to help as best he could.
Salute to
He
Young
got
Bull.
punched fairly early there. So,
Have you talked to
yeah,
Damian?
I saw it.
Have you talked to him? How is he holding up?
Oh yeah, I mean, I took him to the hospital that night. He's doing well. He's still having some headaches and stuff, but he's doing well.
Identifying aggressors and victims was complicated by the actions of
just throwing
dozens
mad
of
punches.
bystanders. Video evidence showed that not all those who joined the fight were aggressors. Some tried to separate the combatants, others attempted to protect Pickett and Warren, and a few appeared simply caught up in the confusion.
Nah, yeah, that's them.
Importantly, some white bystanders intervened to stop the violence, shielding Pickett from further harm or pulling others away from the scene.
Look at this
Some
chick.
white women attempted to shield the victims
Security
from
just
blows.
started kicking.
These cross-racial actions challenged simple narratives
Dragon-
about the event and highlighted
look
that
at
not everyone present fit neatly into categories of attackers or defenders.
Damn.
The police and city officials faced pressure from multiple sides.
The police is not arresting
Civil
security. I
rights
see that.
advocates and local leaders demanded that those who initiated the violence be held accountable. Others, including some of the defendants' attorneys, argued that the riverboat crew and bystanders had contributed to escalating the situation.
But what's the
Police
jail
Chief
term,
Daryl
though? Y'all,
Albert
they ain't even
acknowledged
say.
the complexity.
What did they say?
Along the riverfront, this fight is getting national attention. It started Saturday night after a witness claims a platoon boat.
The majority were released after interviews, and video review revealed that they had not instigated violence or tried to de-escalate the conflict. Prosecutors reviewed evidence and decided to charge Richard Roberts,
I'm
Alan
white man.
Todd, Zachary Shipman, Mary Todd, and Reggie Ray. Their
One black
cases were
man.
handled as misdemeanors, in line with the severity of the injuries and the available evidence. The complexity of the event was not lost on Montgomery's officials or its residents.
Nah, we stood together.
Calls for hate crime charges
I got
were considered,
no sympathy
but
for the
police
white
and
people that got
prosecutors
fucked up
found
that day.
insufficient evidence to prove racial motivation beyond a reasonable doubt, especially in the absence of clear video or audio of racial slurs during the fight. The FBI reviewed the case and reached a similar
They may say it's race
conclusion.
related.
The police had to rely on eyewitness statements,
They was just defending
interviews,
themselves, to
and
be
a
honest, I
careful
think.
piecing together of the story. In the end, the decision about who faced charges and who walked free reflected not just the facts of the fight, but also the broader challenge of
All right, so
administrating
Reggie, how much
justice
time
in
you
a
got?
moment shaped by history, perception, and the watchful eyes of the world. In the days that followed the brawl, Montgomery's leadership moved to address a city in country
Definitely see how
demanding
they would say it's race
Police
related.
Chief Daryl Albert spoke publicly, confirming that the initial violence began with the refusal to move the platoon and escalated into a physical assault.
I call for
Chief
backup.
Albert praised Damian Pickett and Daniel Warren for handling the situation as professionally as possible under distress.
They handle that professionally. My little bullshit job, somebody want to throw something at me and I defend myself, I get fired easily. I'm glad they stuck by him, and I'm glad they didn't fire him. They say he did it professionally. They was jumping this man. Ain't no way he should get fired. I would have sued the company.
He also explained the department's challenge, sorting fact from rumor in a case watched by millions online.
The Harriet II River cruise ship was fully operational, operating from a designated docking space along the river. The Harriet takes passengers on 2-hour tours up and along the Alabama River throughout the day. On this day, there were 227 passengers aboard that vessel. The incident occurred between the co-captain of the Harriet II vessel and a private boat owner and his family. As the Harriet attempted to dock in its designated space, designated and reserved due to the gangway access as well as the mooring requirements.
This is white privilege, man.
The private boat.
He parked his boat exactly where you know the cruise ship is supposed to be parked at, docked at.
Safe
he didn't want to
docking
move.
of the Harriet. The captain of the Harriet remained away from the dock for nearly 40 to 45 minutes.
And that's when I took action.
Attempted to contact the operators of the private boat via PA system.
Mm-hmm.
They were only responded to with obscene gestures, curse words, and taunting.
So I beat
Mayor
their ass.
Stephen Reed condemned the violence. Reed emphasized the moral weight of what had happened, stating the attack met the moral definition of a hate crime, even if it could not be prosecuted as one under the law. Reed's comments echoed growing calls from activists and national organizations demanding hate crime charges for the white attackers.
And if so, then we'll take a look at
It was a hate crime.
our district attorney as well as our
Hey, look, they jumping this man.
prosecutors tell us is the best path forward. You know, the main thing for us is to make sure that people understand that this is not representative of Montgomery. You know, the people that started this are not from the city. Those that were
I wish I was on that. I wish I was there that day.
Harriet, those that were visiting, are folks who are just looking to have a good time on a hot summer day. So we have to acknowledge this is a incident of isolation by a few bad actors, and we have to treat it as such.
However, hate crime prosecution requires more than public outrage. Under Alabama and federal law, prosecutors must prove that race was the primary motive for the attack, usually through clear evidence such as racial slurs or explicit statements of intent. In this case, while several witnesses claimed they heard offensive language, the audio and video collected by police did not provide undeniable proof. The FBI conducted its own review and reached the same conclusion. There was insufficient evidence to support hate crime charges beyond a reasonable doubt. Instead, prosecutors pursued misdemeanor assault and disorderly conduct charges based on the physical evidence and witness statements. Arrest warrants were issued on August 8, 2023 for Richard Roberts, Alan Todd, Zachary Shipman, and Mary Todd. Reggie Ray, who wielded the folding chair, turned himself in on August 11th and was charged with disorderly conduct.
That's it?
Each was booked and released on bond pending court appearances. In the weeks after, the defendants appeared in Montgomery Municipal Court. There was no grand jury as the charges were misdemeanors. The cases moved towards resolution through plea deals negotiated between prosecutors and defense attorneys with input from Pickett, Warren, and other victims. Each agreement was shaped by factors including prior records, the degree of participation, and expressions of remorse.
You trying to put hands on people like you know how to fight too, man.
And get on with our lives. And I think today,
Richard White.
And he's accepted responsibility. And again, appreciate the city for the plea agreement and working it out.
On August 27, 2023, Mary Todd pleaded guilty to harassment, a charge reduced from third-degree assault. She agreed to complete anger management within 90 days and pay court costs. In the same session,
they all should have had that.
Roberts pleaded guilty to 2 counts of third-degree assault. He received a 4-month suspended sentence, meaning no jail time unless he violated probation. He was also ordered to serve 32 days on weekends in a Perry County facility and to complete 100 hours of community service.
So on the weekends,
Roberts
he goes to jail?
apologized in court to Pickett and
he comes back home?
Alan Todd and Zachary Shipman, after multiple continuances, pleaded guilty on December 8th, 2023.
I didn't wait to the end of the video to see the charges.
Roberts apologized in court to Pickett and Warren. Alan Todd and Zachary Shipman, after multiple continuances, pleaded guilty on December 8th, 2023 to misdemeanor harassment, again a reduction from assault. Each was ordered to perform 100 hours of community service, attend anger management, pay costs, and a $100 fine.
That's
and
it?
serve a 60-day suspended sentence with 12 months of probation. Shipman's community service was to be completed in Dallas County, Todd's in Baldwin County. As part of his plea, Shipman dropped the counter-complaint he had filed against Pickett. Pickett attended court and did not object to the terms. Reggie Ray, charged with disorderly conduct for swinging the folding chair, pleaded guilty on December 11th.
If that happened in New York, what y'all think y'all would have hit Reggie with?
Jail sentence, 50 hours of community service, and was ordered to pay $357 in court costs.
What?
The woman struck with the chair declined to press charges, and Ray did not serve jail time.
Okay.
Ray's attorney argued that his actions were in defense of others.
That's right.
Civil rights groups and many black residents
Why
pointed
did
out.
Reggie have to pay $300 though? Was it because he hit the bitch with the chair? Is that it? Other man who incited the brawl
While there were no
got hit with
severe
$100
injuries,
fine?
the sentences for the initial aggressor
this.
seemed light, given the publicity and the racial content did not
this shit,
serve
man.
jail time. Ray's attorney argued that his actions were in defense of others. Civil rights groups and many black residents pointed out that while there were no severe injuries, the sentences for the initial aggressor seemed light, given the publicity and the racial context. Critics saw the plea deals as another example of white defendants receiving leniency.
Yo, this haymaker
Ray's
homie is going
attorney
here.
argued that his actions were in defense of others. Civil rights groups and many black residents pointed out that while there were no severe injuries, the sentences for the initial aggressor seemed light, given the publicity and the racial context.
He threw the
Critics
first
saw
punch.
the plea deals
He
as
ended
another
it.
example of white defendants receiving leniency,
He
a
was with this shit, man. He
long-standing
backed up
concern
over there.
in Alabama's justice system. Others argued that the system worked as intended for misdemeanor cases with first-time offenders, and that the main value lay in the public acknowledgement of the wrongdoing. One twist nearly shifted the narrative.
I'm sorry, I gotta watch that one more
Aggressors seemed
time.
light, given the publicity and the racial context. Critics saw the plea deals as another example.
that's when he
white
takes him up
defendants
top. Okay.
receiving leniency, a
Boom!
long-standing
Stomps him.
concern in
Boom!
Alabama's justice
Okay.
system.
All right, I ain't
Others
gonna
argued
rewind
that
no
the
more.
system worked as intended for misdemeanor cases with first-time offenders, and that the
I
main
like that they
value
showed us
lay in the
different
public
angles.
acknowledgement of the wrongdoing. One twist nearly shifted the narrative.
This
In
nigga's
November,
25 looking
Shipman
like he's
filed a
48.
formal complaint accusing Pickett of assault.
Y'all assaulted me.
It's just shocking to me for me to get charged for something that I do on a regular. I don't know what's going on. No one else contacted me. All I got was a summons.
Though the city and police clarified that this charge was not initiated by authorities, the move prompted fresh controversy. Pickett was scheduled for arraignment, but when Todd and Shipman finalized their plea deals, the judge dismissed the charge, reaffirming Pickett's status as a victim. For some, it was a reminder of how quickly victims, especially black victims, can find themselves at risk of criminalization, even when defending themselves.
You know what I'm saying?
In public
For real.
view.
Look at this shit.
I told you these people in that Justice Department of Alabama or anywhere else that
I hit Reggie with a $300 fine. Meanwhile, the white people got only $100.
People who look like you and me. I'm not trying to bring this race and all that into this, but I told you about this. The guy who got assaulted or whatever is being charged with a third-degree assault situation. Factual. See, what happened was when he got attacked by those group of folks, you know what I'm saying?
Uncivilized mutts.
One of the
Unseasoned
white guys
chicken.
who pushed him wasn't trying to hit him. He was breaking up the fight. Even though he physically pushed the black guy for nothing, the black guy didn't touch any of the white people. but he's the one who got pushed, attacked, and touched on. But they're giving the white dude with the peach shirt, remember the one with the peach shirt? They're saying he got assaulted.
In the end, the Montgomery Riverfront Brawl's aftermath revealed as much about the law as it did about race and power.
Somebody who looked like me and you disrespect us, and we lose our job.
Closed the cases in court, but the debate over justice, privilege, and precedent remains very much alive
homie got
in
his job still,
and across the country. The legal resolutions did not quiet the national debate. In the weeks after court proceedings,
because you gotta think anywhere else, most jobs they would have just let him go, let you go, man. You took it to court, you probably have to fight it, even if you're working for an organization that has a union or doesn't have a union, probably.
The Montgomery Riverfront Brawl took on a life of its own,
it's just what happens,
far
man.
beyond city limits. While local news reported the details, social media and national commentary reframed the incident as a symbol, sometimes of black unity, sometimes of unfinished business around race and justice in America.
Shout out Unc with the chair.
I actually heard that one.
Everybody that was there. Montgomery Brawl.
The anniversary of the brawl became known as Cinco de Agosto, or Fade in the Water Day, with some gathering for annual walks or dropping roses into the river.
Black people, this is not a drill. We have less than a month. Literally less than a month to figure out what we're doing for Fade in the Water Day, Montgomery Boat Brawl Day, Folding Chair Day. I don't even know what we're calling it.
Get the fuck over TikTok and social media. Do that.
What we're doing.
For Montgomery residents, reactions were mixed. Some found pride in the community's willingness to defend a neighbor.
Pick your man up off the
Others
floor.
worried the fight's notoriety would overshadow the city's efforts to attract tourists and heal from its history.
That jar of mayonnaise.
Several locals and leaders, including event organizer Kunz-Anderson and artist Michelle Broder, urged the public to remember the deeper context. This was not just about a fight, but about what happens when the legacy of slavery
watching
and
homie
civil
throw her
rights
hat in the
meets
air.
the challenges of the present. The Montgomery Brawl on August 5th, 2023, at the city's historic riverfront symbolized a public defense of black dignity. Leaders emphasized peaceful change through equity and justice.
Camp Low?
The city responded by clarifying dock rules and adding security. Surprisingly, tourism benefited, drawing attention to civil rights.
Can somebody
sites.
name me what is the name of that painting, that artwork?
Dock rules and adding security. Riverfront
what is the name of this painting right here? I'm fucking with it. Homie got the chair right. I like this joint. I'm looking for some paintings. I didn't know this here. Look, like got the BBL right here. Shorty with the double D's. You know, she throwing that shit back on homie right here. Where's somebody? All right.
It's a black dignity. Leaders emphasized peaceful change through equity and justice. The city responded by clarifying dock rules and
definitely
adding
watch this
security.
video. I always come back to this and watch this every summer, every few months,
drawing attention to civil rights sites. The event is now part of academic studies and cultural debates, with viral videos playing a crucial role in preventing this event from being erased.
You know, the ticket sales went through the roof after that happened.
All legal cases closed without jail time. The dock is now quiet, with the Harriet II cruises continuing. The Montgomery Riverfront Brawl is now part of the city's ongoing conversation about belonging, justice, and how the past shapes the present, with its echoes persisting as people strive to transform historical pain.
I need some of these photos.
The lingering question is how history will be met next.
Bro, happy Chica Day, period. That's right, period, it is.
I'm about to look online and give me some of those. I'm about to give me some of those photos framed. The day the world will never forget. I'm definitely not forgetting that day. That's a real Juneteenth right there. That's real. That should be a national holiday. Fade in the water. Fade in the water day. Be fade in the water day. All right, yo, thank you for watching. That was the Alabama Brawl documentary y'all just watched with your boy here. We learned a lot. We saw different angles. The conclusion is still the same. Stop fucking with us. And we had enough of that shit, all right? Y'all used to us fucking just singing and marching and shit. Nah, fuck all that. We put it to action now. Stop fucking with us. We knock that shit off. We about some action now. You fuck around, you found out. See what's gonna happen again. Look at that. Look at this shit. I need this. Somebody please, like, send this to your boy. Look at this shit. Look at this artwork. My man is flipped over here. This is fire. Look at Reggie right here. I need me a t-shirt. Man, people up top is coming and rushing down. Somebody in the water right here. Look, this may be happening. I hope this gives you the energy. And I'm not saying to pick your battles wisely. Don't just jump in fights when you see black people, because you don't know the whole story. And nowadays, it seems like every fucking body got a gun. Everywhere you go, people got a gun. The best thing out of this story here is nobody got hurt severely in terms of a weapon. Nobody got shot. Nobody got wounded. There was no lacerations. Nobody got punctured up and shit like that. So this is, sometimes motherfuckers need their ass beat. All right. Well, I'm out. All right. Thanks for watching. All right. Conclusion. Again, stop fucking with us.